Today we're talking about authenticity and how you need to be authentic for your life to be fruitful and for you to live an easy and wonderful life. And for me, authenticity is you being yourself. So your words, your thoughts, your actions are in line and in sync. And you can show up the way you are. Not to say that you can't work on yourself if you need work, but I can show up the way I am, the good, the bad, the ugly, and not be afraid to be myself. But let's listen to what Gabor Mate has to say about authenticity and how people need to be authentic to belong. Because the truth is, we do the opposite because we want to belong. But the best way to belong is to be authentic and be your real self. Let's hear him out.
Attachment is just a need to belong. The child needs to belong to caregivers who will look after them. But we have another need, which is what I call authenticity. We have to be connected to our bodies and our emotions and to be able to heed their guidance. Have you ever met a one-day-old baby that ignores their gut feelings? Never. Something happened. And what happened is this. You have your gut feelings, you have your authentic emotions, but at some point, you got the message. If you want to belong, you better give that up. It's that simple. Jordan Peterson, he advises that an angry child should be made to go sit by themselves until, quote, they come back to normal. So you got this angry 2-year-old. Why is the 2-year-old angry? Because you frustrated him. And if you're a good parent, you're going to frustrate your 2-year-old. When they want a cookie before dinner, you're not going to give them a cookie. Well, they're going to throw a tantrum because they're frustrated. But then you read Jordan Peterson's book, and he says an angry child should be made to sit by themselves till they come back to normal. It's not normal for a kid to be angry. So the kid gets the message. If I'm going to experience my genuine self, I'm going to lose my attachment. But then authenticity becomes a threat. So the kid becomes afraid of their true selves. Because if I'm being myself, they won't like me. They'll reject me. They'll even hurt me. And then, of course, the culture rewards you. Oh, you're such a good kid. You're always compliant. You're always so nice. We praise kids for pleasing us. So the reward is the attachment, and we don't care about the child's inner experience. So then we give ourselves up just in order to be accepted. So it's that simple.
I absolutely agree with him. The need to belong is something that I know what that feels like. For a long time, I wanted to belong in my family. I wanted to belong within friends. I remember when I was in university, I was in a group of girls. I just really wanted to belong. I wanted to be part of the action, cool kids in school. I really wanted to fit in because I didn't feel like I fit into my family as a child. And so I did a lot of things to just belong. I could never really be myself. I would lie about things that didn't happen just to belong. I would lie about things that had happened in a way, once again, just to belong. And I know that I'm not alone. A lot of us, I see kids even today, you hear them say, oh, my mommy did, oh, my daddy did, and some of it is not true. But because they just want to belong, we're taking that authenticity. Have you ever seen a child, a 2-year-old, look at them and themselves and say, oh, my thighs are too big. My stomach is too big. I'm too fat. Nobody wants me. It's impossible. Have you seen a 2-year-old where you say, take, when they're full, and you give them food and they say, they collect it, they'll tell you gladly, no, right? But you get upset that they have autonomy. You get upset with them saying no, rather than celebrating it, that, oh my goodness, my children at least know how to say no, and they're growing the right way. We beat them for it and say, no, you don't say no to mommy. You never say no to mommy. That's what we tell them. We then tell children not to cry. We tell them to suck it up. So a man, to a large extent, is trained from childhood that you cannot be authentic with your feelings. Right? We then say, oh, there's a God also who has koboko to flog you and then put you in a place where you burn forever when you're wrong. So really, where do you go to for succor? Where? It's almost like you're doomed to fail. Your father says you are useless. Your mother says you are useless. Everybody, then even God now says you are useless because you are a sinner, whether you did anything or not. Just by being born into this world, you are a sinner. Sometimes I wonder, then why did Jesus come to die for us again? But that's another story for another day, right? And so we sit down and we cannot be real. So you even see in marriages, the man cannot tell the woman that, honestly, I don't want to be monogamous. I like women. I want to have 5 girlfriends at the same time. Are you interested? Then the girl will say yes or say no, or vice versa. The girl will tell the guy, I really like several men on top of me at the same time. But she's afraid to say that because how would you see her? What would you say about her? How would you feel about her? Would you stay or would you run away? So we're consistently holding back on the things that we truly love and truly want, just because we cannot be honest with the way that we feel to the people that are around us that we say we love or say they love us. But they don't even know the length and breadth of who we really are on the inside, because we cannot be authentic. They took it away from us as children to say our minds. Today, the children will say, if I said to my daughter, for example, do something, she'll say, Mom, and then maybe I'm twitching my eye. Before, if your mother gives you eye, you know exactly what she's saying, and woe betide you if you don't do that thing. They will beat bastard out of your body, as we say it in Nigeria. But now your child will say, Mommy, what's wrong with your eye? Why are you closing your eye and opening your eye? They will say it in front of the person. Oh, my mother said I should tell you that she's not at home. That's what the children will come and tell you now, because they're innocent. They're innocent. I took my daughter somewhere for a party, and one lady came, very short woman. And my daughter said, Mommy, why is she so short? I'm almost as tall as her. And the woman heard and she said, because, you are meant to be taller than me. And we laughed about it. Imagine if the woman said, how dare you? You must be a stupid child to say. She laughed over it. I'm sure her own grandchildren too have said something to her about grandma being short, right? So she didn't take it as anything. We laughed over it because they're so vocal. We're the ones that beat it out of them, where we beat out the honesty from them and beat in lies that you must say what I say you should say, when it's a lie, And even when they say, but Mommy, that's a lie, they say, shut up. How can you say to your mother that she's lying? That's disrespectful. And then you punish the child for being authentic and being real. How can that child be authentic tomorrow? Because the child has to fit in. The child has to fit in. So they have to fit in with their friends. They also have to have their own stories that they tell so that they feel like, okay, we're part of this. They also go everywhere they go to, they cannot be their real selves, because their real selves will be criticized and will be judged by others. So we've got to allow our children, and it starts with us, to be honest. I tell people, you don't need to like me. If who I am or my essence bothers you so much, then leave my energy so that you can have peace, because I'm at peace. I'm good. But if you aren't, then walk away. Sometimes I'm watching videos. By the time I roll my eyes a second time, I say to myself, Adeola, you're the one that is watching it. You can change the channel. And that's how it should be. I should be able to come out and say, look, this thing that you're doing, I'm making it mean this. And because I have made it mean this for so long, this is what I've been doing. Or this is what I truly desire. This is what I truly want. These are some of my fantasies. And not feel judged by you, because I've accepted who I have. A friend, she'll say, I've accepted that I like young boys. She tells you straight. Before, I used to be afraid of it, but now I like young boys. And that's okay. She forced herself to be in a relationship with an older person, and she suffered for it. And she just said, you know what? Damn it. I don't care what people say. Let me go to the people that make me happy. And that's what happened to her. So I beg of you, let's allow our children be vulnerable, and let's allow them be authentic. But it starts with leading by example. Be the leader today and lead by authenticity and vulnerability. And your children will feel safe and comfortable doing the same thing too. Love and light.